Welcome to a jam-packed Maple Grove High School gym for Northwest Suburban boys basketball. It's a rivalry matchup as the Osseo Orioles make the short trip here to take on the Crimson. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Greg Miller, the former Armstrong head coach, and you can just tell there's some buzz in the gym here. Always a great rivalry, and this is definitely one of the sports where it stayed very competitive. Maple Grove and Osseo kind of take their turns, even though Osseo's had a little bit of the upper hand the last couple of years.
Yeah, a lot of that has to do with the coaches, two future Hall of Fame coaches for sure. I don't know, Tyson might already be in, I don't know, but they've gone to multiple state tournaments and they run the same system over and over, and they have personnel that usually fits it. So, that sustained success, you're going to see it tonight. It's going to be electric.
Osseo a better record coming in at 12-3. Maple Grove has had maybe a tougher schedule early on. The other night they had a loss, but against Totino Grace going double overtime, that's even an impressive performance in a loss, I thought, for Maple Grove.
Yeah, and that bodes well for the future as far as, trying to get to the state tournament, because you're going to have to go through Park Center and Osseo, two really athletic teams, and that's what Totino is like, very athletic. So I'm going to be interested to see Maple Grove and how they, handle the athletes from Osseo today.
Let's talk about key players to look at in tonight's game, starting with the visiting Orioles and Ty Swanson, part of a 3-year guard combination in the backcourt, and this guy can shoot the ball. He had 4 threes the other night when we saw him against Elk River.
Yes, and he's really matured as a senior. He's fully healthy, and his father Neil, who's an assistant coach, is one of the great assistant coaches in our game, and he said his son's having a great year, and so I'm really excited for him. Excited to watch him play today.
And for Maple Grove, their leader has been a veteran on their team for the past few years, and Henry Stang leading the way, handles the ball a lot, scores a lot. He had 33 against Grace.
Yeah, and 33 against those guys, and they can defend. That's saying something. So he handles the ball a lot too, so Osseo is probably going to try to get the ball out of his hands, probably double him, put a lot of pressure on him, and try to wear him down. So it'll be interesting to see how he handles that.
Yeah, some similarities between these teams, but definitely some differences too. I think it's fair to say Osseo wants a little faster game, a little more pressure.
Yeah, but the bigs on both teams are really good. Two really good football player type guys who play on each team, on each side. Going to be banging in there, and then a skillful guard play with Larkins for Osseo, one of the better players in the metro area, very quick. It's going to be a great matchup.
All right, we'll see who comes out on top. Last year it was Osseo ending Maple Grove's season the last time they met in the section tournament. Stay tuned, the Crimson and the Orioles go at it next year as the second of our girls-boys doubleheader on CCX. And welcome back here to Maple Grove as the crowd meeting the starters for both of these two teams. Osseo winning twice against Maple Grove a year ago, once in the regular season and then also, as I mentioned, in that playoff game. A little bit of an upset, at least record-wise. Last year, Maple Grove was the higher seed because they had a 21-win season, but Orioles were able to get them there. Look at the starting lineups for these two teams. Larkins, Donato, Swanson, Travis, and Smith for the Orioles. Stang, Harney, McGuire, Ramatka, and Femright for Maple Grove. Crimson without one of their captains, and Brady Laliberte blew out his knee in their very first game of the season. Guy, you hate to see that for a senior, don't you?
Oh, man. My son played for me, and if that would have happened, it would have been devastating.
And he was, certainly a good second scoring option along with Stang too. So Coach Roeder was saying that we've kind of been hit and miss in terms of our offense and our shooting this year. He said overall, are we playing well? Yes, definitely defensively. It's just been not as many shots falling on a nightly basis as we'd like to see. And, you know, they have capable shooters, but just on certain nights it's falling and on certain nights it isn't.
And when you play for Maple Grove, you're usually a disciplined player who's going to take good shots. That's one thing about Maple Grove, they don't beat themselves, generally speaking. A couple big boys taking the jump here.
Femright and Smith will jump it up. And Femright got the better of it, but he hit it so hard that it went out of bounds. So it will be... Oh, it will be Maple Grove ball. I guess I didn't see that one quite right. I thought Femright had tipped it out.
Larkins full court pressure to start.
Stang bringing it up, and he will see some variety of defenses, it sounds like. They intend to make him really work and try and wear him out.
Osseo really up in the passing lanes to start and a lot of ball pressure.
Stang now Donato on him, and going to be a travel call. They made him turn. And that will be what they're looking to do all night long. Make Henry Stang tired, make him work, make him give up the ball.
No doubt about it. And Osceo's Coach Tyson is the master of that kind of defense.
Larkins getting a high pick. Jamison Travis at the top now. Swanson. Donato trying to get to the lane. Maple Grove will kind of pack it in. They want to make Osseo beat them from the outside. Here's Larkins, a pull-up, no good, and a strong rebound grabbed by Femright.
It's going to be fun announcing the game where they have the shot clock. This is my first time doing that. I've seen a couple high school games this year, and it hasn't really come into play too much. But these teams play good defense, so it really could come into play if you can't get a shot off.
Stang switching to the right hand. He's a lefty, but not able to get it to drop. Swanson give it back to Larkins. Larkins attacking, goes up, no good. And it's off of Travis. It'll be Maple Grove ball. You got to believe the teams are, I don't know if maybe nervous is the right word, but just kind of hyped. There's a big crowd. They know each other well, and maybe a little bit of tension and nerves early on.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Rivalry games are like that. Once you make a couple buckets, things loosen up. You know, we'll start seeing some stuff going in.
Keegan Harney chase back out. Maple Grove, a team that doesn't mind using a little bit of the clock just to get what they want. Now Stang stepping into a three, but he misses it. And Femright winds up with that rebound, attacking against Smith, but it wouldn't go.
Both teams using a high ball screen offense. See the high ball screen coming right here for Larkins.
This is Donato attacking, no good. Femright another board. So we stay at zeros here, trading possessions back and forth.
Yeah, we just need one to drop here, and I think then the nerves will go away.
Baseline drive and then kicked over. Ramadka with it out high. Stang looking to drive it. Larkins reaches in, knocked it loose. Then a nice dish, though, and the layup is good by Femright as Stang recovered and gets the assist.
That's a great wraparound pass. Got paint touch. Whenever you get the ball in the paint, good things happen.
Swanson behind a big screen from Smith, no good. Travis kept it alive, though, but then a steal. Nope, we're going to have a reach-in foul call going against McGuire.
Looked pretty clean to me, but the ref had a better angle than I do. Tough game to officiate, though. Things happen so fast.
I think Gannon McGuire agreed with you. It did kind of look like that, didn't it?
Osseo ran a nice set play there to get Swanson a three in the corner. He looks really strong this year. Can tell he's been in the weight room.
Larkins will give it to Swanson, and back out to Mari Larkins at the top. Donato, who's a lefty, gets into the lane, but not great enough position to take that one up. Larkins will stop and pop, and he nails it.
Yeah, Larkins is a high-volume shooter. You can tell he's very confident in his game. Got that nice pull-up. I know he wants to get to the rim. That's the main thing, but if they're sagging it off him, he'll stick the jumper.
Stang bringing it into the front court. 2-2 score. Driving it here. Tough shot, but he finishes.
That play was a little Bethel action, probably bought by their assistant coach who coached at Bethel, where you put the screener at the nail and you just drive either way off of them.
Big battle going on inside Femright and Smith. Donato back out. Larkins, an open look at a three. Won't go. Tipped loose over to Donato, and it rolls in.
A great touch around the rim. Donato made a great play with that baseline drive and knew where the shooter would be. And then he got the rebound and put it in.
So a 4-4 score after both teams struggled early. There's a steal by Larkins. Taking it all the way, and the layup is good.
Staying exposed the ball up front. You're not going to be able to do a quick little crossover against Larkins. You're going to have to either go behind the back or use your body to shield. Notice Nick is a different guy at the point guard now. That's something I think they might start doing. Get Stang off the ball a little bit.
Yeah, if nothing else, just to give him a little bit of a break physically and mentally.
Yeah.
We're going to have an illegal screen call here going against Maple Grove's Josh Femright.
It's very tiring to bring the ball up against pressure like that. There's a steal.
And Stang, I think, realizing that he's a valuable guy to have out there, no need to take a foul there, just
Smart
concede
play.
that layup. Nice dish down low to Travis, but it goes up over the backboard. Looks like he might have maybe got hit a little bit there, but instead it's just going to be out of bounds off Osseo.
Real nice vision by Larkins there. And he's a little shorter, so he's got to be able to see over some guys, and he made a nice little hook pass in there.
Stang back to bringing it up with Larkins again defending him, number one, and they are a couple of really good basketball players. Ramadka puts it on the deck. Tough shot there. Travis played good D, but then Ramadka got it back. He goes down. Fight for it, and a jump ball is the call. I think Osseo tried to get a timeout call, but they didn't have clear enough possession for that, so a held ball, it'll be Osseo basketball. That's another good matchup there, the Ramadka-Travis, couple of pretty good-sized guys, physical, athletic football guys.
Definitely some strength inside for the power forward and the center position.
Swanson missing here, and Harney up for the rebound. Around to Ramadka out on the right wing here. 6-4, Osseo, a low-scoring start to this one. Stang into the paint is fouled by Larkins, and you can see they're encouraging Stang, be aggressive in there. Even if you're being defended relatively well by a good defender, you can create some contact and get to the line.
And both teams, they try to keep the lane open by keeping their bigs opposite. I don't know if I haven't really been able to see if they just move opposite the ball, or if they just kind of stay on one side, but they're staying in the dunker spot down below the base, or by the baseline.
Stang perfect on that first free throw, and one more coming as he tries to tie the score up.
He's a very confident player. He got spin moves and inside out moves. You can tell he's put a lot of time into his skill work.
We're 6-6 now, 4 points for Stang in the early going. Larkins looking for that high pick.
They're going under that pick, daring him to shoot that three. He almost shot it.
Donato into the lane, no good. Foul on Aaron Smith as he crashes in, trying to get that rebound.
I think those two big guys are having a lot of fun banging around down there trying to get rebounds. You got to be tough to go in there like that because you know you're going to take a hit. Haven't seen a lot of three-point shooting yet. I assume as the game loosens up a little bit, we'll start seeing some of that.
Now it's Donato defending Stang.
Smart move by Osseo, switch off who you're doing that.
There's a steal by Swanson, and then he was tripped up, and I think it'll be Stang picking it up. Stang pleading his case that it was...
That'd be a second foul, I believe.
Yeah. No, first time.
Oh, first? Okay, that other one I thought was on him.
Just wrong place at the wrong time. They kind of ended up tripping over him. But Not a shooting foul. Swanson will inbound on the baseline.
Yeah, definitely going under the ball screens on Larkins.
Larkins attacking here, but Stang cut him off.
Yeah, great position defense there. Stang.
Donato trying to split the D. Harney up at the steal. Stang attacking, too strong with it though, and Smith grabs the rebound, and now he's got numbers up the other way as Donato out for the layup.
That happens a lot. You miss a layup in transition, and then maybe the other team doesn't even hustle back so much, and then they end up getting the layup on the other end if you miss.
Good vision by Smith to spot him there too. I thought for a moment he wasn't going to see him.
Yeah, well, you got to look up right when you get that ball.
Harney too strong off the glass. Travis the rebound. Larkins wants to push it. Whew, quick crossover there. Now bring it back out. Larkins now with McGuire on him. Donato, offensive foul on Timmy Donato.
Yeah, and that's a risky play by Stang. If he gets a second foul there, then the coach has got to make a decision if he keeps him in or not. But great position. He's really good at moving his feet, squaring off his defender or the offensive player.
Beaniam Mackinnon, number 20, and Logan Partman, 24, coming in for Osseo as you get a look at Tim Tyson, the Orioles head coach. Babakar Ann, number 5, coming in for Maple Grove.
He's a freshman. You don't see too many freshmen playing in this Osseo Maple Grove series.
Ten and a half to play first half. Osseo leading at 8-6. McGuire to the baseline, goes back to the left hand and gets the layup.
Great skill. Drive with the right, finish with the left.
Larkins will let it rip from the top of the key, no good. And with the rebound for the Crimson. They have a chance to take the lead.
And my scouting report on Larkins is that he can make the three, but that's not what he wants to do. And you can tell that Maple Grove is trying to force him to shoot a lot of threes. He's not taking the bait, but he did shoot that one.
Mackinnon called for the reach-in foul there. And I feel like with him, he's kind of more of a rhythm three guy. If if he's into the flow of the game, he's been attacking, he can hit threes. But just like as a standstill, when he has time to think about it, maybe not quite as much.
Yeah, I've noticed that with a lot of shooters, that you get that ball in rhythm and everything's exciting and you've maybe made a couple layups.
Ooh, nice drive and dish. Partman got back in to break that up, or it would have been an easy two for Ramadka as they had the pick and roll working. Looked like it might be an easy two, but Partman got his hand in there.
Both teams attacking the rim with that ball screen action.
Ramadka at the high post. Good help D there as Harney tried to turn the corner. Shot clock violation here against Maple Grove. I have to admit, like I didn't notice it either.
Yeah, I would have had one too. That last action, Maple Grove, was another thing that I can tell that they got from Bethel. It's kind of a Princeton action, throw it to the high post, screen away. It's nice action. I like watching that kind of basketball.
Caden Harney now, number 3, so both Harney is in for the Crimson. Larkins swinging it down to the baseline to Travis. That'll be a block on Ramadka. Got there just a little late as he tried to cut him off.
Again, two big kids colliding there. Glad they're okay.
Femwright's going to come back in. Now, you wouldn't necessarily call either team like super big, but they have big enough with the a couple interchangeable guys, as you mentioned up front, with Travis and Smith, and then Ramadka and Femwright.
And their bigs are, for both teams, are really strong. You can tell they've been in the weight room a lot. They're lean, strong.
Turnaround by Swanson here, won't go, tipped loose, and ultimately Crimson come up with it. Good hustle by Femwright. Yeah, I kind of like to see, we seem like we've gotten away from football guys playing basketball as much as there used to be. And it's kind of fun to see that.
Yeah, I agree. Of course, Maple Grove is one of the elite football teams, and Osseo is competitive in football as well.
Well, they were.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't follow them this year, but
haven't really been so much lately.
Okay.
There's a jumper that wouldn't go, but get a foul call that'll send Larkin to the free throw line. And that is Stang picking up his second.
Always a tough call for a coach when it's your best player. I tend to leave him in. I mean, if he's on the bench, it's like he's got 3 fouls anyway, but he's going to talk to him, Coach Schroeder, and say, man, you cannot get your 3rd foul. I'm leaving you in.
Well, and that's the thing, yeah, just especially the way they coach things too. You don't ever have a guy out there and say, I don't want you playing hard D either. I mean, it's a tough thing, but
it is.
You hope to maybe shift him on to somebody who's not as much of an offensive threat, I guess, is the best you can do if you're going to leave him in.
Yeah, or someone who doesn't drive as much.
10-8 lead now for Osseo after the 2 free throws by Larkins. Ooh, and there's Donato, nearly has the steal, but he's out of bounds. Great effort and hustle.
There's that Osseo pressure. They've been kind of picking and choosing their spots to get up in the passing lane on the wings and making it difficult.
Subbing in now for the Orioles will be Drew Hewitt, number 10. Stang bringing it up. Donato defending him. 6:25 to go in this first half. A low-scoring one. 10-8 Osseo. Here's McGuire with the drive. Ooh, going to be an offensive foul. At first glance, it didn't seem like they were there in time. Seems like it was
sliding a little bit, yeah.
Nick Schroeder pleading the case on that as well. Smith back in for Osseo. Good officiating crew here, though. Some veteran guys. And, I mean, you're never going to love every call in a game, but that one slipped out of Swanson's hand. Stang.
Loves that spin move.
Ooh, and then the tip wouldn't go. Hewitt coming back the other way for Osseo. Aaron Smith up with it.
That's travel.
Yeah, he traveled there, yep. Boy, he looked like he had his mind made up. He was farther out from the block. They had done a good job of not allowing him to get it real down deep there, and he looked like he was going to go up with that no matter what.
I think a lot of teams probably have to double him. He's so big, but Femrite is so strong, he could just hold his ground, and they kind of stunted at him a little bit, but yeah, that frustrated him. Like you said, he had his mind made up and then shuffled his feet.
Well, and I think it was here's Harney trying to drive it. That's a double dribble or carry, yep. It's a good indication, too, of beating a guy to the block so that you're not having to push him off the block, but you're set up there first.
Because you're not going to push him off the block. But he did hold his ground at least, you know. You're right. He got to the spot quickly. Little set play action here for Osseo.
Hewitt is a shooter, but not that time. Harney up for the rebound there. Keegan Harney, that is. So we stay at 10-8. Offensively challenged game or good defense, a little bit of both.
Like I said, we haven't seen a volume of threes at all. There was a set play to try to get one. Here's one, but no, take it, pump fake and drive.
Ball knocked free for the moment. They'll have to reset here. Still got about a dozen seconds on the shot clock. Spin move by Ion. Oh, just left it a little bit short. And Smith up with it, and then Hewitt looks like he's hurt. He may have turned his ankle.
Yeah, Babukar on that drive, it looked like he could have just finished on the strong side and tried to do a reverse layup.
You'll see Hewitt right here go up, and I think he lands on someone. Oh, yes. Anybody who's played basketball knows that feeling.
Yeah.
Oh. He hadn't been in the game for very long either, and Hewitt will have to hobble off here.
Must be a good three-point shooter. They set a play for him to get a three at the top of the key.
Yeah, he had a first game I saw them this year against Armstrong. He knocked down a few off the bench. He's kind of like the younger Ty Swanson, maybe to a certain degree.
Okay.
Except for he's also a senior, so
Yeah.
the younger part isn't true. But kind of in the role maybe like Ty was early in his career.
You know, another thing we haven't really talked about is a lot of these players. You know, it's Osseo, Maple Grove traveling, and I'm guessing a lot of them play together on the same teams. They don't separate them, you know. So
Yeah, I always think that it's interesting. I mean, obviously you want to beat your rival that's close and everything, but there's certain things that make it easier too, because if a coach tells you you've got so-and-so, you know who that is. You're not
True.
trying to remember his number or whatever, whereas some teams that you go against, you don't know the guys, and you have to kind of stop and think, or when there's changes or subs or whatever, you might briefly lose track of who your man is.
and you know their game, you know what they do. You know?
Yep. Donato way off with that one. So points have been hard to come by, to say the least here. Stang. Harney getting a high screen from Femright. And he kept that dribble alive. He's going to stop and fire the jumper, but no good. Took loose, and it comes to Swanson.
Great defense by Larkins, helping out on the drive and being able to get back to his man, so he couldn't kick it out for the three.
Swanson driving the ball here, but didn't come to a smooth enough stop there. It looked like his pivot foot dragged a little.
You could tell they teach that stride stop where you try to drive in hard, and instead of jump stops like they used to do, a lot of teams now do that 1-2, but then sometimes you get a travel if you drag that foot or hop a little bit. That's what happened.
Willis Crudup checking in for Osseo there at that last stoppage. So under 6 to go. It's 10-8 Osseo. And that's a carry, yeah, and that's like a good call.
Yeah, both teams really trying to take their man off the dribble a lot, little dribble drive action, and both teams are good on defense, so it's hard to do, so it's creating some turnovers. Here's a guy who can do it probably better than anybody, but it's a nice kick out. But again, he didn't shoot the three, so they backed off him.
Donato getting a screen from Smith, but he was fading left on that shot and missed it badly. Boy, we have seen not only are shots not going in, Greg, but a lot of them aren't really what you'd call all that close, or it looked like it was going to go in. Not really.
Seen a lot of mid-range and contested drives.
Harney bringing it up this time. Gives it to his brother there.
Nice flare screen.
Caden Harney to the baseline, and he'll whip it around to Stang. That'll be a block on Donato, I think, yep.
Thankfully for Maple Grove.
Donato trying to do the right thing, but was just a little bit late cutting him off. He's very good at moving his feet, but just didn't quite have the angle there, and he will check out after picking up his second. Travis back in, they get a little bigger, and now Ramadka will come back in for Maple Grove as well. Feels like I can't remember when we had our last points. It's been 10-8 for a long time.
Maybe here.
Here's Harney from the corner. Keegan Harney hits the three. First three of the night for either team. Crimson up by 1.
Yeah, I found a lot of times with those set plays, if you're the shooter and you know you have the green light, you have a lot of confidence, you know. And that wasn't the easiest shot by any means, but obviously he's a good three-point shooter. Just let it fly.
Travis driving it here and flips it up and in. A tough shot. Battled through a little contact and finish. So Osseo back in front.
Yeah, that was a great finish with contact.
Ooh, Stang went the other way around that pick and nails it. They were overplaying for the screen, and he made him pay.
Yeah, refuse that screen, and he can go either way, right or left. That's what makes him tough to stop, and he even shoots either way, too, around the rim.
Larkins, a step back here. That one no good, and Femright, a good block out for the rebound. Boy, Smith was having his way the other night against Oak River. He has not had much going at all against the Crimson. And that jumper wouldn't fall as Harney trying to hit one from the other side of the court.
You could tell the energy pick up when we had a few buckets too. That's going to happen in the second half, I think, for sure. Everything's going to settle down. This game, they'll definitely score a lot more points in the second half.
Yeah, fans appreciate defense, but it isn't as much fun to watch as
True.
buckets.
They like blocks and stuff like that. And both teams are very disciplined on defense. They're packing the paint. Maple Grove right now, they're making it hard to get in there.
Larkins a step back three. It's short. Travis trying to save it, but he had a foot on the line as he jumped and tried to flip that ball back in. So it'll go back to the Crimson here.
Larkins knows he's got to keep him honest. They're backing off him so much. His shot looks good. He just, hasn't made any. But if he makes a couple, Maple Grove will have to get out and guard him a little bit tighter, and that will help him.
Last finish there by Travis, and then Stang answering.
Great kick.
From the corner, won't go. And Larkins coming back.
Stang can really get in the paint. So can Larkins.
Spin move there, and Larkins was fouled.
Keegan Harney reached in there. He thinks he got balled. A spin move here by Larkin. Yeah, it looked like a lot of ball there, but when you slap down, a lot of times you're going to get that foul call. I noticed in the NBA, I watch the Timberwolves almost every game, and they don't call that very much. They let them slap down a lot in the pros, but high school, it's almost always a foul.
Tie game, and Larkins will try and give his team the lead back here.
He's been playing basketball varsity for a long time. He played 7th grade at Brooklyn Center, I know. That's when he started.
Smith runs that rebound down, so they missed the free throw, but we'll get another crack at it here.
Yeah, those kill you as a coach when that happens.
Swanson's been quiet tonight here. Larkins walk, yeah, he just ran there a little bit as he caught that pass.
Yeah, you can see Swanson, he's trying to get in the paint, but he's not really trying to finish. He's trying to get in there, suck in the defense, and then kick it back out to Larkins to, get a closeout and drive, but then he just did a 1-2 step before he put the ball down. Doing that nail action again.
Stang giving it up here as we're under 3 to play now in this first half. We'll be hearing from the coaches at halftime with John Jacobson. Keegan Harney bringing it back out. Under 10 to go on the shot clock. Harney is going to step into a 3 here, but no good, and Travis up for the rebound.
Yeah, those are not easy threes coming off the screen.
Larkins with great speed, knocked away. Crimson wanted the ball off of Larkins,
yeah,
but
pretty sure it went off his knee.
Or their fans did for sure. The players probably did too.
That's another thing you see in the NBA constantly. They slap it off guys' knees, and they make that call all the time.
It did look like it hit Larkins' knee. Larkins getting in the way. Nice dish to Travis, and then he was fouled.
Larkins has great vision, and he's got skillful passing angles that he makes.
Femright will pick up the foul. Nice cut too by Travis to get into an open spot there.
Nice looking for him on his free throw. Yeah, when you're big, you're going to get fouled like that a lot. It's always nice as a coach when those guys can knock down those free throws. It's frustrating when they get fouled a lot, and you're lucky if they make 1 or 2. His form looks good. I jinxed him.
Makes 1, misses the second. So 14-13 Osseo as Stang trying to get it going here. Ramadka will shoot that 3 from the wing, but it's short. Swanson, a nice crossover, and then Travis thought about it but didn't take it. He will shoot 3s on occasion.
Okay.
10 to go on the shot clock. Swanson getting into the lane for a runner. Too strong. Aaron Smith, though, wins the battle for the rebound and lays it in. His first basket.
He knows where to go after he sets the screen. get down to the weak side glass, and if they miss, clean it up.
And sometimes, getting into the lane like that, even if you don't make it, at least it puts a little pressure on the D. And Stang does a nice job using his body to shield that ball and banking it in.
He's a crafty player down there.
And strong, too. I mean, he's not that tall to be getting that shot off in the lane.
Ooh.
And we're going to get a hold inside there going against Maple Grove's Mike Wagner, number 34, who checked in, trying to keep Smith from getting good post-up position. And Smith will go to the free throw line.
Well, your comment before about the rebounding, that's one of the main ways to get offensive rebounds. You just got to draw that help, and if they got to rotate, then they're going to leave a man open. And as far as Stang, his strength is also in his core. He's got great balance. He's not falling down or anything when he's getting bumped by these guys, and he can spin either direction.
Smith makes the free throw, and it's a 2-point lead now for Osseo. Phil might have 2 fouls, so I think a good move by Coach Schroeder to get another post player in there, make sure he stays at 2, and Wagner did pick up a foul, but you can live with that.
You can tell Schroeder doesn't think they can live without Stang, or he would have probably got a rest, but he's left them in with 2 fouls for the whole half, from the 8-minute mark, I think.
Harney giving it to McGuire, and then Ramadka. Drive by Stang, had it blocked, got it back, and then let's see, what do we have? Tie up? Yeah, I believe so. And it'll be Maple Grove ball.
They scored on their last out of bounds play on a 3-pointer. Let's see what they got up their sleeve this time. A box set. Screen and slip.
McGuire was fouled as he got free. And Tim Tyson not terribly happy with his team on that one.
No, I mean, it's a classic case of if, you set a screen and you try to want to help a little bit, but you really can't do that on out-of-bounds plays, because if you help a little bit, they just slide right to the hoop. And then you're behind them and you have to foul.
McGuire missing that free throw. Caden Harney coming back in for Maple Grove. And he misses them both. They'll get it back for another opportunity, though, and this time Travis grabbing the rebound.
And Schroeder got Stang out of the game for this last defensive possession. Smart move. They'll hold it for the last shot. I mean, you got a guard like this, you can just free it up and let him go one-on-one. I typically like a set at this situation. I think you get a lot better. If you get the defense moving a little bit, you get a lot better looks.
Larkins a crossover, pull up from the top of the key, and it is good. And that'll bring us to halftime with what feels like a fairly big lead in this low-scoring game at 20-15, as Osseo hitting that last shot to give themselves a little bit of a cushion here on the road with a 20-15 advantage. So a very defensive-minded first half, a lot of missed shots, but a great competitive battle as we expected to see here in between these two big rivals. Let's go over to John now with Coach Schroeder.
Nick, I thought a good defensive effort by your group in the first half. What did you like on that end of the floor?
I think we're playing hard defensively. Every night we play well defensively. That's kind of our deal. I thought we have a good game plan. We're keeping the ball in front of us, holding them to 20 in the first half. We'll take that every night of the week. That's a good defensive half. Now scoring 15, that's a different story. Playing very tentatively offensively. We'll make some adjustments in the second half and hopefully shoot the ball a little better.
Shot selection or just shots not going down or what?
I just think guys are playing tentative right now. Just bottom line, we need some players to make plays. And right now we seem unwilling to make those plays. So we'll settle down a little bit and hopefully second half we'll put a better product on the floor offensively.
You don't get an atmosphere like this during the regular season often. How much does that help your kids, do you think, get ready for the postseason in 6 weeks?
Oh, it's a lot of. I mean, first of all, it's fun for everybody. It's fun for the kids to play in something like this. It gives them this kind of atmosphere. It gives you a little bit more, nerves maybe, I guess. And it's good to have those in the regular season before the playoffs hit.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Jay, back up to you.
Thanks, John, and thanks to Coach Schroeder. And we'll hear from Tim Tyson coming back into the second half. 20-15, Osseo leading Maple Grove here at halftime. We'll have first half highlights and stats, and then our second half of basketball coming up here as the Orioles and the Crimson renew their rivalry.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
And welcome back here as Osseo leading Maple Grove by a score of 20-15 at halftime here of the boys' game after the Crimson won the girls' contest here to start the night. Let's take a look at some highlights from the opening half. There were some nice buckets, just not a high volume of them really, as a lot of defense. Stang driving the ball here, had it knocked away, but he picks it up and then just shovels it over. A nice little flip pass to Femright. Larkins stepping up and topping the jumper there. He was quiet early, but got things going later, that's for sure. As in, here's Donato on the nice outlet pass by Aaron Smith, getting the layup there for the Orioles. And a nice bucket here by McGuire as he turns the corner on the baseline, then gets the left-hand layup, and Harney hitting the only three of the first half for either team. Now, you don't see that a lot in 2024. No. Nice finish on the drive there by Travis, although he was pretty quiet in that first half too. Stang stepped up, knocks down the jumper there. They have made him work for sure. He does have 8 points though in that first half, and then Larkins knocking one down at the end of the half as they held for the last shot. You see Larkins with 9 to lead the way, Donato and Smith with 4 apiece, Stang at 8, and then Harney making that 1-3 that we just saw, but drops off from there. And Nick Schroeder kind of hit it on the head. We're delighted with allowing only 20, but we're not delighted with scoring only 15 ourselves. So we'll take a timeout, come back, we'll hear from Coach Tyson, and then get into our second half of play here at Maple Grove High School.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Welcome back to Maple Grove. Let's go down to John with Coach Tyson.
Tim, not an offensive masterpiece on either end of the floor. What did you like about what your team did in the second half and what needs to improve?
Well, first of all, I thought our defense was phenomenal. You know, Maple Grove's a solid team, well coached. They're very structured, methodical. I thought we took away a lot of their options in that first half. We need to continue that this second half.
Overall, talk about your season and how you feel like your team's played to this point.
Well, we're a senior-dominated team, and we're going as our seniors are going. Our guards are leading with aggressive defense. Our posts are cleaning up the boards. We need to do a better job of getting the ball inside second half.
Finally, we talk a lot on TV about this being a great rivalry game. How much do the kids feed into that, and how important is this to them?
I mean, this is awesome. Look at this crowd, all right? Doubleheader night, boys and girls. This is what we want, so this is fantastic.
Like in the second half. Jay and Greg, back to you.
Thanks very much. And Coach Tyson, always calm in those interviews. He's been at it for a long time, and usually what he has to say pretty much matches what we've been talking about too, and what he's seen from his team in that first half.
Well, there's 2 ways this game's going to get going here in the scoring column, and one would be fast break. I would think this pace, even though Maple Grove is behind, they like this pace. They want to keep it slower. Osseo needs to get this thing going. They need to go up and down, get some turnovers. So that'd be one way, and then making some 3-pointers, you know, getting into the paint, kicking. I think that could also get the thing going a little bit and loosen things up, because once you start making some threes, they got to come out after you. You're going to get some more clear driving lanes. So I think it's just the first half where it's one of those kind of teams that know each other really well, maybe a little tight, good defense. They're not very tired. Once they start getting a little bit tired too, the offense starts to pick up. So I think it will have a little bit more exciting second half.
Donato will inbound to Larkins as Osseo with a 5-point lead begins half number 2 with the basketball. They go right to Smith. He reposts and gets it back, and then had it knocked away though. Stang running for the Crimson, missing with the right hand, and then Donato out of there with it. Donato dropping it back to Swanson, had it partially blocked. Ooh, and then Smith runs into Ramadka, knocked him down. That'll be a foul on Big Aaron Smith.
Yeah, the freight train going there, and they couldn't put on the brakes. That didn't feel good.
Ramadka, he's like, I'll take it. That's fine.
He's a
foul
tough kid.
out of it.
We did see some up and down action there a little bit, but they couldn't finish. That's what Osseo wants to do. They got that rebound. They were flying.
Stang with Larkins defending him. McGuire shooting a 3 from the top, and he hits.
Nice action. They got that ball screen, and they went under, and he knew what to do with it. Got his footwork set right at the top of the key. Nice looking stroke.
Back to Smith. They go inside, knocked away, and it's going to be Maple Grove ball. And Femright loving that. He felt like he defended that one well, and it proved to be the case.
Yeah, 2 times in a row, Smith got the ball, but he got it deflected away from him. That's obviously Osseo's game plan in the half court this half, to see what he can do, what Smith can do down low.
And he's usually a pretty good decision maker too. It feels like he's maybe forced things a little bit a couple times here. McGuire dishing. Femright too strong. The rebound wouldn't go. And then Travis takes the second rebound down for the Orioles, and now Donato into the front court. Donato, nice drive, but he missed it, and then we get a foul on Maple Grove's Ramadka on the rebound. Swanson will inbound here for Osseo. Orioles leading it by 2. Maple Grove has a 3-pointer. It's the only basket of this half for either team. Larkins driving it right at Stang. Missed with the left hand, and Femright the rebound.
Both teams are getting in there, but the defense is pretty good. They're altering shots, and they're not quite finishing.
Harney back out to Stang, and now McGuire. Drives and dishes. That'll be a blocking foul against Donato.
Giving him 2 shots as well.
Be his third as also.
Oh, maybe not. I thought they were giving him 2, but. Yeah, he is.
Ramadka will head to the free throw line.
It's a little bit of continuation there. I did think he started his shooting action, though. I mean, he was on that 1 foot going up. You know, sometimes in high school you don't get that call, but I think it was the right call.
Ramadka buries the free throw for his first point of the game.
Maple Grove's had some good interior passing, getting in the lane and wrapping the ball around the waist of some of the defenders.
And he makes a pair, so Maple Grove has come out on a 5-0 run to start the second half, and they tie things back up 20-20. Smith looking for the cutter, Larkins. Trying to go up inside, up and over Stang, and it rolls in.
Nice set play action there. They showed a diagonal screen at the elbow for Larkins, and they actually posted him up down there. And they also have a 3-pointer coming off the top, a screener action. But Larkins, for being a small guy, he can really post up down there. He's got a smaller guy guarding him too, so.
McGuire chased out, but he kept the dribble alive. Ooh, Smith banged into him pretty good there, but no call. And might have McGuire a little bit shaken, or no, maybe just lost his shoe, yeah. Larkins almost had that ball slip through his hands out of bounds.
A nice hand.
Donato, the drive and dish. Travis passing up a long look. Swanson will shoot it, and in and out.
That's the first good look Swanson's had from 3. That's something that will definitely help Osseo this half if he can get going.
Stang crossing over and banks it in. Nice move there.
He's a fearless driver. He drives in amongst the big boys and feels real confident in his shot.
22 apiece after that Stang bucket. He's into double figures. Now down low. Smith this time getting good position. Trying to go up with it, and 3-second violation against Smith. I thought, well, we're going to have either a foul or a travel. But then,
he's hopping around. He's afraid to put that ball down in the dribble after he had it taken a couple times, but Maple Grove's doing a good job when it gets in there surrounding him. I expected to see a little more of this early, maybe some run and jump and stuff to get the pace going. Haven't quite done that yet, but that was the first time they really got up and pressured.
McGuire will pull the trigger there, and he hits after faking the pass. The defense sagged back off him when he picked up the dribble.
He's got a real nice mid-range. He's hit a couple of them.
Maple Grove back in front now at 24-22. Larkins, a step back there. That one's in and out. Knocked out of bounds. Going to be off Maple Grove, though. And Osseo will get the ball back. Donato now will give it to Swanson as they get into their set here. Swanson will step up and fire, no good. Femright grabbing the rebound for the Crimson as they look to build on a 2-point lead. Stang driving it, and then he'll kick it back out to Harney. McGuire, that was a little ill-advised into traffic and taken away. Swanson leaving it for Larkins. Fouled and one, and that'll be number 3 on Stang.
That was a bad sequence of events there for the Crimson. Bad turnover, leaving your feet and throwing it, and Osseo wants to get out in the break, and that turnover is just the ticket for that, and then Stang gets his 3rd foul. Looks like Coach Schroeder's going to leave him in the game again. Now, Osseo forces the issue. They drive a lot, and it's hard not to get some fouls if you get stuck on Larkins, for sure. Or Donato, they both really drive hard. It's hard not to follow them.
Osseo gets back into the lead with that 3-point play. Stang has it partially blocked. Travis up with it. Osseo getting a little momentum going here.
That was a 9-2 start for Maple Grove, but now it looks like Osseo's.
Harkins will be called for the travel as the double team stepped in and kind of shuffled him as he picked up that dribble.
Maple Grove is such a sound defensive team positionally that if you're just trying to break your man down, it's going to be difficult because there are going to be other people there waiting for you. And they're really good just on-ball defenders too, Maple Grove. Really good balance. It's created quite a few turnovers.
Larkins has all 5 of Osseo's points in the second half. McGuire's gotten things going a little bit for Maple Grove, so they had surged into the lead before that last 3-point play by Larkins, giving the Orioles a 1-point advantage here. I like how both coaches at halftime too said this is great to see such a full gym. I mean, aside from who wins and loses and all that, just to see kids excited about their classmates playing basketball and just the whole rivalry thing and coming out and supporting their teams.
Definitely, you know, it's kids are involved in so many things, or they're unfortunately playing video games a lot and stuff now. So it's nice to see them socially interacting and having a big crowd. It's nice.
McGuire up the left sideline. He'll give it to Stang as they get into their set here. Osseo able to force him out away from the hoop, though. Here's Stang driving for the reverse layup. Didn't look like a whole lot of room there, but he got it done.
Just squeezed it in there. Great body control.
Donato answers with a nice move of his own. Like you touched on earlier, Greg, I do feel like Osseo would prefer that things get going a little bit, even if it meant giving up a hoop maybe to Maple Grove, if we can, just get the pace going more. McGuire the drive, and he scores a tough hoop.
Yeah, uncontested layups or semi-contested were hard to come by in the first half. We're starting to loosen up a little bit and get some of the illegal screen on the roll there by Travis. You can roll, but you can't just displace the guy you're screening as you roll. They call that in college an awful lot. It's like an automatic. Travis seems confused about what that call was because it looked like he was just rolling. To him, he's probably just rolling to the bucket,
Yeah, it's kind of all about making it look good, right? Like you're just making your regular offensive move. It's kind of like in football, the wide receivers who set the little pick or get a little rub on a play, and if you make it look good enough, like you're just running your route, you're generally going to be okay. But if it's too obvious, they'll get you. Harney right on target with that one, his second three of the night. Maple Grove by 4. Harkins trying to turn the corner. Good help, D, though. Donato getting into the lane, had it knocked away. Stang up with it.
Great hands by Stang. He could have picked up his fourth right there, reaching in, but he's got quick hands. Good non-call by the official.
Harney giving it over to Stang here. Drive and dish. Ramadka was tripped. There'll be Travis called for the foul right there. Maple Grove fans probably making their most noise of the night in these last few possessions.
And Maple Grove is off to a real nice start offensively. They've scored at all levels. Got to the rim, hit a three, hit some jumpers.
Mackinnon coming back in for Osseo, and Coach Schroeder told John at halftime that he felt like our guys are playing tentative offensively, like they're just not sure. Is this a good shot or can I be taking it? Harney shooting no good. And Larkins will come away with it. Oh, look at Larkins turn on the speed, and he gets all the way in but missed it. And Femwright the rebound.
Maple Grove doing a good job of getting back and altering shots. I have a feeling that that's a layup for Larkins in most games.
And we will get a foul on Larkins as Stang creating the contact there. That last foul that Stang took, I had a feeling he was thinking, I better get that call at the other end too. And this time he does get it against Larkins, his second. Hartman coming back in. And coming back in for Maple Grove. And Stang with that good backspin gets the roll on the second one. Maple Grove by 6, biggest lead for them.
Yeah, they've outscored them 18-7 here to start the half. They're really doing a nice job on offense and defense.
Travis in and out on a three. McGuire then was fouled by, I don't know if it's Partman or Swanson, but definitely against Osseo. Looks like it might be, it's going to be Swanson who will pick it up.
Coach Schroeder's game plan is obviously to pack the paint, try to limit lane touches. They're doing a pretty good job of that, and then basically daring them to shoot threes, and Osseo hasn't been able to make many. Have they made any? I don't think so.
Harney kept the dribble alive, little step back. Boy, he's feeling it right now. 8 points in the game for Keegan Harney, and it's an 8-point lead for Maple Grove.
Maple Grove is not playing tentative at all. The guys are getting a sniff of a shot and they're taking it.
Travis missed the last one, did not hesitate, and he nails that three, and it's back to a 5-point game and a quick timeout taken here. And pretty big bucket there for Osseo. No doubt Maple Grove had all the momentum going, and Travis not letting it bother him. I know it may sound weird, Greg, but sometimes even seeing the other team get shots to go in can get your offense going a little bit sometimes as well.
And it increases the pace a little bit too when shots go in sometimes. And
That was anything but tentative right there. You could see Harney feeling good about his shot.
That's a kid who's put a lot of time into his jumper, no doubt about that. And nice to see Travis. He's got good form, and he's had a couple other looks. And for Osseo to get their first 3 of the game to go in, maybe it will encourage some other guys to not hesitate.
Yeah, like you said, I'm sure the game plan for Maple Grove is, I don't mean to say you don't guard Travis out there at all, but you probably feel better with that shot rather than
you got to stop
pounding you inside.
Yeah, you got to stop the dribble penetration, especially with Larkins. He's one of the best in the Metro at doing that.
So Maple Grove will have the ball coming out of the timeout here. Their lead now at 5 after that 3-pointer by Jamison Travis.
Here comes some full-on pressure, denying the inbounds.
Ooh, just barely got it over to Stang.
Here's a run and jump. I was expecting this earlier in the game.
He traveled, yeah.
Definitely took 3 steps. And that's what Osseo, I thought, would be doing earlier in this game. Maybe they're afraid of giving open looks to Maple Grove if they started doubling and stuff, but I think that's their best chance, I should say, is to get the pace of the game going.
Ooh, Larkins forgot the ball, and Harney up with it. Nice dish, and Babaka on with the layup.
As I say that, Maple Grove gets a steal and goes on the fast break. Nice.
7-point lead for the Crimson after that layup. Hakkinen, a lot of dribbling on this possession. Now they get it to Swanson. Still 15 to go on the shot clock. Travis, a step back 3 here. Wow, he hits another one.
High difficulty level.
Yeah, that one was not similar to the other one where it was really left open. That was a tough shot.
Shot clock was starting to get down. I think it was about 10.
And trying to drive through traffic. He flipped it in and won't count. It was still pretty exciting, but the foul on the floor before the shot. Hakkinen will pick up the foul for Osseo.
They're already in the bonus here.
Yeah, team foul 7-2. 7 against Osseo, so that could be a factor certainly in the game.
Maple Grove's doing a really good job of being aggressive, driving to the bucket. Nice driving kicks, interior passing as well.
Free throw is good, and in this half, they have gone 5 for 5 at the line. Another reason why they've been able to build a lead here.
Babakar is 6'4", and he's a freshman. You don't see many freshmen, like I said earlier, playing for either of these teams, so you got to be a special player if you're getting on the court.
Larkins attacking. He missed it, though. Parton then had it blocked, but it'll be a foul. And Parton will head to the free throw line. Parton's free throw is good.
Let's see if Osseo picks up in the full court after if he makes his free throw.
Nails a pair, and they will indeed. Now a little bit different too. They're really denying the ball harder than they were earlier. Here's McGuire. Harney, shot fake and drive, and he lays it in. Nice move.
Yeah, they really diced through that. The inbounder threw it in and then just split right up the middle. Well coached and well executed.
Travis giving it over to Larkins. Hakkinen will shoot that 3, no good. Tip loose to McGuire. Back out they come to Stang. Crimson by 5. Stang giving it back, and the layup missed, but the follow by McGuire is good.
Stang really strung out that ball screen action, and he knew just to be patient and wait, and he made a great pass. Even though they missed the layup, they got the rebound.
Donato driving, no good.
Feels like Maple Grove's starting to take control of this game.
McGuire nails a 3. Wow, what a half he is having. 12 points in this half.
Wow.
Timeout taken by Osseo. Crimson by 10 with 7.5 to play. I like the fact, too, that they're not, like being tentative sitting on a lead here. A couple of these last ones, I mean, that's a confident shot to take right there.
Yeah, you can tell they're players who've been, good all the way through their youth, probably making tons of shots, and they feel really confident. And, I talked about Osseo full court pressure. I mean, if you're going to do full court pressure, you got to get back and get on shooters, obviously, and that's a risk you take, and maybe that's why they weren't doing that earlier, because Maple Grove is very skilled, and they're fairly quick too, so they were able to get through that press a couple times and get good looks.
Yeah, that wasn't catch and shoot. He's fairly early in the shot clock. McGuire, you could just tell, really confident, and Harney also.
Yeah.
I mean, Stang, you kind of know night in and night out what you're going to get from him, but those, getting that second and third scores like this has really been big for them. Osseo still has plenty of time, but they're going to need to pick it up if they're going to stay unbeaten in conference play here. Donato, quick first step, and gets the short jumper to go.
Some good action there by the Orioles. Ran the same repetitive play twice in a row, and then they got a closeout and a drive on that last one.
Stang calling for a screen there and gets it. Femwright looking to attack against Smith. What do we have here? It's going to be a travel. It was kind of they got their legs tangled a little bit. And I don't know, that's a tough one. I mean, it's hard to call a foul there either, though, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
I thought they made the right call.
Larkins bringing it up here for Osseo. They are down 8. Smith back in there, posting up hard. They really went to him early in the half, but not really with great result. Donato will get it back out to Larkins. Quick step, drive at a block. Oops, going to be a foul though on Femwright.
Well, both teams have a similar influence in their offensive strategy, where they clear the floor and they really just try to drive in there, not necessarily looking to score. If they can, they do, but then they just stop and they kick it back.
See Femwright coming over, and he thought he had it clean. It looked
pretty clean to me, but
looked like Larkins was shaking up for a moment. I don't know if he was cramping a little bit. He was kind of nails that free throw. Larkins has been as good as advertised. 15 points now in the game for Osseo. There is a pair. He'll check out for the moment at least, and Crudup will come into the lineup here for the Orioles. They've pulled within 6, so it was 10 not too long ago.
Yeah, big bucket there.
Also allows them to set up their pressure a little bit, although they do back off. Just get up there and defend hard against Stang as he brings it up. Harney getting into the lane. Pull up, no good. Swanson the rebound. Swanson pulling it back out. Under 6 to play. Donato briefly lost it. Now Crudup. He'll try and finish. Tough shot there, and we'll get a foul against Maple Grove. It looks like it probably would be Femrite again. Be his 4th. Ramadka will come in for him. And as expected, not a terribly long break for Larkins there. What, maybe 30 seconds or if that. Larkins into the middle and then kicks it out. Donato had to really go up to get that one. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Larkins had a step, turns back the other way, and then the ball gets stuck, which is a held ball, and it will be Maple Grove possession. Really kind of looked like Larkins would have been able to keep driving it left and finish there.
Yeah,
and
maybe get a foul at least, but I was just going to say Maple Grove is really impressing me with their on-ball defense on him, though. They're really moving their feet. They got some quick kids, too.
They're going to throw long for Stang, and Swanson fouls him. And so free throws upcoming for Henry Stang. Maple Grove not afraid to gamble a little bit there, throw over the top of that pressure.
I always like to do that, especially at the end of a game when they're really trying to deny. That long ball is open a lot more than people choose to use it.
Yeah, and as long as you don't overthrow it, oops, he misses the free throw though. There's a lot of times a lot of room to go get it if nobody else is around either.
True, you gotta have somebody who's decent at throwing it in. It's a little bit taller sometimes too.
So Maple Grove misses out on an opportunity with a good free thrower there. Stang not able to make the front end of that 1-and-1. Donato dishing, Mackinnon over to Aaron Smith for the layup.
Oh, beautiful basketball there.
Orioles are back within 4.
Yeah, real nice pass by Mackinnon. Sorry.
Stang had it taken away by Larkins, but it'll be Maple Grove ball as he tried to save it. Even though they don't end up getting the ball, it still kind of plants a little seed of doubt, I think, in Stang's mind when somebody is able to take it from him like that. Not sure what we got going on here. Oh, the shot clock issue, I think. Whether there was possession for Osseo. Yeah, they ruled that Larkins did have the ball, so it should have reset. And it now is reset. That's a nice catch by McGuire. He'll pull up and fire, and no good. And Smith the rebound. Now you can just kind of feel the momentum shifting back to Osseo.
Yeah, game of runs for sure.
Larkins lost it. It's going to be Crimson ball as he was going to go into that patented spin move and didn't really secure it. And now Nick Schroeder calling a timeout as he can sense things have started to get away from them a little bit these last couple possessions. They still have a 4-point lead.
I feel like this half has gone really fast, too. There haven't been a ton of whistles. It seems like there's only 4 minutes left in the game. And is that the first timeout that Maple Grove's called? I believe so.
Here's some of what we've got coming up for you on CCX in terms of game coverage. Great matchup in boys hockey on Tuesday as Wayzata will host Edina and gymnastics Northwest Suburban with Champlain Park and Park Center. And we got some wrestling action, the old Robbinsdale Rumble at the old high school.
Oh, yeah.
Greg, you spent some time there, obviously, the Robbinsdale Middle School as it's known as now. And then girls basketball the following week. We'll get a chance to see Olivia Olson back in action now for Benilde after injuring her hand earlier in the season.
She's quite a player. I saw her play last year in the playoff. Yeah, that Robbinsdale Rumble is cool. They bring it back to the old high school. And
yeah, it's back there this year. It hadn't been for a while now.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's when they first started it. That's what they were doing. Long tradition of good wrestling in our district. I mean, at least back when I was going to high school, we were a powerhouse at Robbinsdale. Cooper was too.
McGuire will inbound here for Maple Grove as they lead it by 4. Their lead was 10 not too long ago. That was the biggest of the night. Stang bringing it up court against Larkins, as has been for much of the night. Donato has also seen quite a bit of time on Stang. McGuire back around to Stang. Good defense by Donato, but he got inside and then a foul. Smith came over to help out. It'll be interesting to see if it's Donato or Smith who gets this foul. It's going to be Donato. His fourth, I believe, yes. So Smith did get basketball, but they say Donato got too much into the body there, and Stang shooting free throws.
I was watching the shot clock on that one. It got under 10, and you know, every team has a little different thing they do when it's under 10, but if you got the ball in your best player's hand under 10, I'm sure he's just like, hey, I'm taking it to the rack. You wonder if in the past, you know, playing against Maple Grove, 5-point lead seemed like a 15-point lead sometimes, and they take a minute off the clock, you know, and bury a three on you. But with the shot clock, they're definitely more aggressive.
Stang gets them both after missing on the front end of 1-and-1 a little bit ago, so lead back to 6 now for Maple Grove. Swanson, the drive. Might have gotten away with a push-off, and then he missed the shot. Around to McGuire. Was this pass tipped? I don't think so. No, it's just going to be a turnover on the Crimson.
Yeah, good pressure by Osseo, getting up in the passing lane, and that's what they're looking for.
Getting the shot clock fixed to 20 there.
But Maple Grove has handled the pressure really well all game for the most part, and you know, the last 2 minutes, Osseo is really going to be exerting themselves in that way, so we'll see how Maple Grove handles that.
Larkins into the lane, now back out for Donato. Swanson, the drive and dish. Travis had it blocked, but it'll be a foul.
Real nice play by Swanson there. The bigs on Osseo, they're definitely taught when you're driving, just stay right down there, just outside the lane, and be ready for the drop-off pass. They're well coached in that.
Travis nails the free throw. He now has 10 points in the game. And that one spins off. So the lead is 5 for the Crimson. Stang was fouled by Larkins. Only the third, though, on Damari Larkins, so he can kind of still continue to...
A double bonus, though. Oh, yeah, he can get up there and pressure. Problem is they fouled so much earlier in the half that now they're paying the price.
And Stang, good free thrower. He's only missed one tonight.
Yeah, he's really got a complete game. He's fun player to watch.
Nails a pair. Back to a 7-point lead now for Maple Grove.
Watch how that paint closes up.
Swanson for 3 and partially blocked.
Everywhere Larkins goes, he got 6 eyes on him.
Harney drives. Oh, and he missed it. Oh, made a nice move to the hoop, but couldn't finish. That is one that he would like to have back, because probably one of the easier looks they got all night. And then a foul will put Osseo at the free throw line.
That's a real nice move. Gave just a little jab step to the middle and drove left hand, shot with his right hand and missed.
I think it's one of those where he was almost surprised that there wasn't anybody really contesting it.
I agree.
Travis missing his second free throw in a row now.
And those one-on-one misses are huge. Well, the shot clock is definitely going to come into play now.
Harney, had to save it in and just barely did so. Stang, travel.
Some refs call that, some don't.
Yeah, he had the jump stop, but it really kind of boils down to, do you pick it up before you make that big hop, or do you do it all in one? And he felt like he'd made a solid move there. Harney will be called for the body foul there.
Both teams so similar in offense, how they just drive down that lane as hard as they can one-on-one and use their body and shield the ball and stuff. Sometimes they get a foul, sometimes they seem to be turning it over, sometimes they dish for a layup. But definitely they play as very similar styles on offense.
Larkins nails the free throw.
This game might come down to who makes the most free throws down the stretch.
Larkins calmly makes a pair. He has made 6 in a row here, and the lead is 5 as the timeout is taken.
He's super confident on his free throws, got really nice form, and just steps up there and drills them. It's not easy. So if you're Maple Grove, do you milk this down to the end of every shot clock at this much time? Or do you just try to take the first good shot? I never really got to coach with the shot clock. I did in college for 4 years, and I know in college it depends on the coach, but our coach at Hamlin, he liked to milk it down to at least 10 seconds on that shot clock and then have some kind of set play action there in the last 10. That's what I'm thinking Maple Grove will do, something like that. And if you're Osseo obviously down by 5, you're going to have to just try to get the quickest shot you can.
Yeah, I agree.
That's good.
I think with 2:20 to go, if we did not have a shot clock, Maple Grove would even
take
at this
a minute
time
off
they'd be looking maybe layups only at this point. And that is where it comes into play, I think. In the regular course of a game, shot clock occasionally might make a difference here and there, but it's at this time of the game when it really shows itself, I would say.
Osseo would have to foul, there'd be a free throw contest down the stretch, but now they don't have to. But they barely have enough time when you think about, there's like 4 of those 35-second segments, and then plus you have the ball.
McGuire looking to inbound here. Get it to Stang, and Larkins up defending him. As again, it's been a good battle all night. Both those guys have looked good. And going to be an illegal screen as Larkins was knocked down. And he'll get.
I'd like to see the replay on this one. He might have sold this a little bit. I don't know. You see it in the NBA all the time. These point guards that are really skilled at selling that call when the hip goes out even a little bit.
Not a shooting situation there, though, but Osseo does get the ball back, down by 5. Under 2 minutes to play as Larkins looking to attack from the top of the key. Keeps that dribble alive and then back out to Swanson.
Being patient here. Got a 10-second shot clock now.
Larkins getting all the way in. Yes, it'll count. Larkins following through and scoring it, and we get the foul. Chance for a three-point play as Keegan Harney will pick it up.
I think Coach Schroeder not happy with the defense there, wants him to cut off his right hand. The hesitation move, but he loved to go right.
Yeah, he reached to try and steal it.
He's upset with the referees on that. Could be.
No, I think you were right. He didn't like the way Harney defended that one. And Larkins gets the free throw to go. A huge three-point play for Damari Larkins. It's a 2-point game. Stang working it up court. And he'll get it back here. A minute and a half to go. Harney back out. McGuire will take a long three and he
Good
hits.
shot.
Gets the spin to go, and it's a 5-point Crimson lead. Larkins driving and had it blocked. The freshman.
Yeah, he did a great job of walling up right there and not fouling. Just put his long arm straight up.
Ooh, nearly a steal for Donato. Maple Grove wants to use some clock here. Around to Harney, driving it and was fouled. Harney goes down hard. Let's see if this will be the 5th on Donato. And it will be.
Well, that three by McGuire, that's probably the killer shot right there. You wonder how much, again, did the shot clock influence his confidence to take that, or were you just be in stall mode, if you didn't. So that's one thing I do like about the shot clock is kids just stay aggressive. And that was a beautiful shot. It was deep, too. It was almost NBA.
Crudup will check in for Donato, who does foul out with 8 points on that last one. Harney money on that free throw. 6-point game.
I think the people who feel the most pressure on these free throws are the parents. Watching your kid shoot a free throw at the end of the game is not easy. But he just stepped up and drilled it. It's nice.
And gets the roll on the second one. Big sequence for Maple Grove. They're now up 7, under a minute to play.
A 5-0 run.
Swanson drives, dishes, knocked away. It's going to be out off of the Crimson, but Osseo, some more time going off the clock now. 42 seconds to go, and they're down 7.
Abakar did a nice job getting his hand in there. That would have been a layup.
Larkins will shoot it up, and he buries the three, and a quick timeout taken by Osseo, so they are not done yet. 54-50, 38 seconds to go.
Clutch three-pointer, the same kind of defensive strategy. They went under. They could have maybe called that same call they called earlier when the guy rolled and he just kind of cleared his man out, but I like the way he just stepped up and calmly shot that set shot. It was nice. So what kind of pressure do you put on now? Do you do trapping? I mean, you're down 4, you're down 2 possessions, so you can't just count on the shot clock here. I think I would try the total denial like they did before. Try to keep maybe the ball out of Stang's hands if you can. Maybe foul somebody else, I don't know. I go offensively, this is where it's a perfect time to go deep. How they have this formation where they have the 2 guys at half court and the 2 at the elbows. You take the 2 guys from half court, you send them to the baseline, and you send one of the guys from the free throw line deep, and that's open like 90% of the time. They'll see if they get aggressive.
They again do not guard the inbounder here.
So that would be open. If you go deep right now and you send these 2 guys at the half court, it clears out all the space. They're not doing that though.
Going to get a hold call against Osseo. I think it's Swanson, but we'll see.
That is not what Osseo wanted right there.
It will be Ty Swanson. And it's Harney, who just made a couple of free throws, heading to the line right there.
And Coach Tyson talking to referee Gray about that.
Keegan Harney, more clutch free throws for the Crimson. And makes another big one right there. 56-50 Maple Grove.
I think you just got to try to go for a quick 2, but
Larkin's going to shoot a 3. Too strong with that one, but Mackinnon gets to it. Larkins was fouled shooting a 3. Wow.
That's a tough call. Babcock thought he had his hands straight up, but I don't know. Larkins is a crafty player. You can tell he's watched a lot of basketball. You see that a lot in the NBA. Those guys get the guy up in the air even a little and get their body into him and get that call.
So Larkins a chance to cut this lead in half if he can make all three, and he has been very good at the line. No problem on the first. Yeah, gets the roll on the second.
If you're Maple Grove, you got to make sure that you box out on this. The worst thing that could happen would be a miss and a kick out for a three.
.27 now for Larkins. The
That's
lead
impressive.
is 3.
Making 3 in a row is not easy. They held again. Yeah, you can see it from here. He had his arm wrapped around his back. Maury Larkins did.
Be number 4 on Damari, and it'll send Stang to the free throw line. Or is it Stang? No, it looks like it might be Harney, which is not a bad option either way for Maple Grove.
I think it's one of those things where Larkins didn't even realize he was doing it. You know, he just kind of has his arm on him. And, you know, probably wasn't really holding him too much, but definitely, I mean, you could make that call.
Yeah, I always, you know, a lot of people say, well, you got to let him play late, but to me that gives the defense too much of an unfair advantage if you allow them to hold, like really hold when they're trying to get open on a pass.
Yeah, it was a proper call for sure. I could see it from up here. I just think sometimes it doesn't get called maybe, you know, and so especially when it's a heated battle at the end and it's just you're just putting the ball in. But actually it's you know, good reffing it. They were able to spot that because it is a big advantage if you can hold the guy.
Misses the second, but the lead is 4.
You got to get a shot off quick. Timeout.
Yep.
I like that timeout because then you can get a shot here, set it up right out of your out of bounds, and maybe get one within 3 seconds, you know, 3 or 4 seconds. I'm sure he's got a good sideline out of bounds play. Probably some kind of screener action, maybe to free someone up for a 3. You don't need a 3 though, you're only down 4 points, so maybe you can get Larkins curl into the bucket and maybe he can get a natural 3-point play too. Truthfully, a lot of times in this situation, I would like to go zone. You don't see much zone out of either one of these teams. I don't think you ever see it from Osseo, and occasionally I see the 1-3-1 from Maple Grove through the years, but you know the coach is drawing up a man-to-man play right now, and all of a sudden they see zone and they're like, oh, what do we do, you know?
Good battle down the stretch here. Maple Grove trailed by 5 at halftime. Really played a strong second half. They were up by 10 for a little bit, and Osseo pulled it to within 3 on that 3-point play by, or 3 free throws, for Larkins. And then last time down, getting 1 out of 2 from Tegan Harney. But boy, clutch free throwing for both these teams. Larkins, especially for Osseo, but both Stang and Harney have been pretty lights out, even though Harney missed that last one in the second half.
Let's see what Coach Tyson has drawn up here. Actually, his assistant, Neil, is the offensive coach, so Neil Swanson probably drew this play up.
Gotta believe Larkins will be the prime option. He's going to drive it here. Pretty good D by Harney, though. Now Swanson. Cut off, turns back the other way, it's short. Travis the rebound and putback. 2-point game.
Timeout by Maple Grove. He wants to make sure they get the inbound in correctly. Osseo must have been out of timeouts, I'm thinking.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a questionable thing because when the ball hit down there, the guy didn't pick it up. I think I would have put a couple more seconds on. Actually, he just sat there and let the ball there.
Yeah, they did now. It looks like they're going to put 3.
But it was a smart play by Maple Grove to not pick it up right away and just let some clock run out because they didn't have any timeouts. I'm sure he probably told them that in the timeout. If they score, take your time taking it out. I like that college rule where they stop the clock, at the end, and I think it's the last minute.
Another interesting one for Maple Grove here. I think what you talked about earlier, you can afford to throw the ball long because even if you turn it over, it be a...
Yeah, I had a team one time where we did that kind of thing. We threw it to half court. Roosevelt guy intercepted it, banked it in against us, but they said the clock ran out. And so like you're saying, you have to throw it deep, but you got to throw it deeper than half court even, I think. Like 3/4 court. But I think chances are they're just going to try to get it in and get fouled and make the free throws. Nick wanted to see what they're going to set up in.
Timeout Maple Grove here.
Yeah, anything can happen in these games. You think it's over, but it's not.
Keep in mind, too, Maple Grove can run the baseline, which sometimes can be a big help.
True. I saw the Gophers the other day. They had to get the ball in to win a game at the end a couple weeks ago, and they put all 5 guys out of bounds. And you've maybe seen that, and they run like football patterns. So the guy ran out of bounds and like he was a quarterback, like rolling right, and everyone was doing all these things, and they got it in. But some teams try to draw a charge on this.
I was going to say, I did a game an unknown number of years ago, maybe 15 or so, maybe 20, where there was a call like that over at Park Center where a guy...
That's an old school play.
Yeah, a screener was called for running into a guy. They do get it inbound. It is Henry Stang, and he's quickly fouled by Ty Swanson and will go to the free throw line. And that, I believe, will be number 5 on Swanson as he fouls out, having gone scoreless tonight.
Yeah, tough game for him. To me, he didn't look like he was really aggressively trying to score. He's trying to get in the paint and get others involved a lot. They're definitely going to need him to, knock down some threes next time they play.
Stang with a 2-point lead. Make it 3, and he can put it out of reach if he makes this next one.
Even
19 points now for Henry.
Even if he misses, it's going to be difficult to get a shot off.
And he will make it, and Maple Grove's lead is 4, and they call a timeout here as they are going to win it.
I mean, the only way you can lose is to foul 3-point shooter here or go into overtime. So that's why, and they're high school kids, and you would think that wouldn't happen, but I've had players contest 3-point shots right at the end, and you're like, oh my gosh, we just talked about this, but that's what he's telling them right now. You do not do that. Really, you don't even have to guard anybody right now. You could just stand at half court, Like you say, it's good to see the fans having fun. Especially the Maple Grove fans are right now, but it was a good competitive game, and these guys will meet again.
Larkins with a runner at the buzzer. He does hit it, so it'll turn out to be a 1-point win for Maple Grove. 59-58 Crimson as they get it done and end a little losing streak against Osseo. Their fans pretty pumped up as they hang on for the W against their rivals. We will take a timeout and come back with our postgame here. Maple Grove 59, Osseo 58.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
You're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
My kids put skis on as they were learning to walk. I want my kids to be able to have those moments with their kids. Being a scientist, I'm worried about climate change in so many different ways for my kids. From the second you have a child, you want to do everything to protect them. I think our action on climate change is no different. It's just an extension of being a mom.
Great battle here tonight at Maple Grove, and the Crimson win it over Osseo 59-58, and a couple of their seniors that helped get it done joining me. Henry Stang, first of all, how exciting was tonight to come out and get a W against Osseo?
Man, it's been a while since I've had one of these, and the atmosphere was crazy. So many people came in attendance and made me a little nervous, but we ended up pulling out the W.
Yeah, the first half, both teams didn't shoot the ball very well, and Coach was saying he felt like you guys were a little bit tentative. What kind of changed in that second half to have the guys get some confidence going offensively?
You know, in the locker room, we talk to each other. We figure things out. We talk about what's working, what can we do differently to change things up, to try and get ourselves to scores, and that clearly helped us in the second half.
The record maybe doesn't show it because you guys have played some great teams, but your team's playing some good basketball. Even the loss the other night against Totino, I mean, how much did that show you about your team?
I mean, it showed us that we have potential, and I mean, even though we're losing these close games, obviously we're hanging with them and we have a chance to win, so it brings great sight for us.
This could be an important one when it comes to seeding, too. Is it something that even though the playoffs are ways away, you kind of think about that angle, too?
Oh, yeah. Obviously, some of the players didn't think about that, but the coaches obviously did, and this could be huge for us to get home court advantage even in the second round if we make it there, so that's crucial.
Henry, thanks for joining us. Great job here tonight, and have fun the rest of the way.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Gannon McGuire coming up with some big shots, and we were saying that second half you guys looked a lot more confident shooting the ball, and particularly you and Keegan. How did you feel about things going into that half?
Honestly, after 2 fouls, I knew I had to come out big or come up and take it to the rim because that's the only way I could get going. And then my teammates believed in me, and I had confidence in my shot.
This is a great rivalry, and as we were saying, it had been a little while since Maple Grove had won against Osseo, too. Is that something that makes it extra special?
Yeah, you know, we always play with these kids in youth ball, and it's always fun to come in here and play, but we've always been neck and neck with them the past couple of years. I'm just glad we finally were able to get it done.
Hey, let's go get it! Whoa! I think for both teams, this was a good one to find out those end-of-game situations, too, where you got a strategy and everything like that. Is it an important one for that regard also?
Oh, yeah, it's very important because ball control is one of the main things. And if you don't get turnovers, you're always going to be in the game and free throws are very important too.
How much fun was it to have this kind of a crowd here too? It's something that you don't always get to experience in the regular season.
Oh, it was unreal. I mean, the atmosphere here was great. I mean, all my friends and family were here, so it was really fun.
Gannon, great job here tonight, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right, Gannon McGuire helping Maple Grove to the W
over Osseo here tonight, 59-58 Crimson, as they pick up an important win, and they also hand Osseo its first conference loss of the season. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's game and both of our games in the doubleheader. For Greg Miller, John Jacobson, and all of our CCX crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night from Maple Grove High School.